Hi, I'm Dylan Stokes, and I don't know how to talk about mental health. I could come up here and tell you my story. I could come up here and tell you about how when I was 13, I started self-harming, and so did at least 6 other girls in my tiny private school. I could tell you about how I then lied to my guidance counselor about it. I could tell you about how I romanticized mental illness because so did everybody else, and how I realized that I was broken because of it. I could tell you about how 1 month I decided it would be a good idea to stop eating, and how that forever changed my relationship with food. I could tell you that every night I would wrap myself up in self-loathing and sadness and lay down on a bed of anxiety. I could tell you that this didn't go on forever. I could tell you that I'm a survivor, but I won't. I won't, because even though the extreme habits I mentioned are truly in the past, I am not a survivor. Every day I still slap on some armor and trudge through mud. My war may be over, but I still fight battles every single day. Sometimes it's just rock, paper, scissors, but other days there are nukes. Either way, I'm running out of ammunition. Hi, I'm Dylan Stokes, and I don't know how to talk about mental health. I'm the world champion of running away from my problems. I am the poster child for suppressing my depression. I have become a master of disguise, of putting on masks, of pretending I feel emotion outside of those my mental illness lays out for me. Depression's only objection is the defection of me from myself. I have become highly skilled in the art of avoiding confrontation, not only with others, but with these monsters who live inside my head. Are there still 5 stages of grieving when you're grieving the death of yourself? Because if so, I've hit acceptance. Denial was a fast one. It's pretty easy to recognize when you no longer inhabit the space inside your own head. Anger lasted a little longer. It may have been fueled by my teenage angst, but I can say for sure, maybe it's just part of the deal. Bargaining was a low point, as if I wasn't pathetic enough. And depression was the one that hit hard. Turns out my old friend had a twin. Everything was twice as bad after they visited. And now we're here. Only I don't want to be here. Here is hell on earth. Here is my final resting place. Here is acceptance, and I never want anybody to have to accept the death of themselves. Hi, I'm Dylan Stokes, and I don't know how to talk about mental health. And I'm done. I'm done staying silent about this and letting it take over my life. I want to start talking. I want to start talking. I want to start talking about eating disorders. I want to start talking about depression. I want to start talking about anxiety, about OCD and why it isn't an adjective. I want to talk about bipolar disorder, about mood disorders, about schizophrenia and all the illnesses I didn't mention, and all the survivors and fighters I wish I could mention. I want to talk about how 100,000 people related to the tweet shout out to my occasional morbid depression. I want to talk about how when I finally opened up about my struggle to my best friend, she abandoned me for being too intense. I want to talk about how I have anxiety about my anxiety. I want to talk about the people who still think self-harm is a joke. I want to talk about the people who mock my mental illness and then throw it around as a convenient excuse. I want to talk about mental illness. I want to talk about mental illness. I want to talk about the stigma surrounding mental illness. I want to talk about mental health. I want to talk about mental health. I want to talk about mental health, and I don't know how. Hi, my name is Dylan Stokes, and I don't know how to talk about mental health. But I'll try, and you should too.